Welcome back. We are in the third of our three video series talking to Professor Holly Hamilton-Bleakley, who is a candidate for the Palomar Community College Board. I have to confess that I have known Holly for several decades, and she is an absolutely amazing human being. So in our first video, we talked to Professor Hamilton-Bleakley about why she's running for the community college board. In our second video, we dove into the how, some of the things that she's thinking about in terms of how the board can implement ideas. And now in this final video, we want to give you a sense of who is Holly? So I'm going to start off with a question that I know the answer to, and I'd love all of you, and especially any students listening, to hear as well. So, Holly, tell us about your family.
Okay. Well, thank you. Right. So, well, I'm married to a man named Tim Bleakley, who's actually British. So I met Tim when I was doing my master's at the University of Cambridge, and he was at Cambridge as well. So we got married in 1996, and then we were blessed with six children over the next 12 years, 11, no, 12 years. Yeah. So I have six children, Joel, and I together. So our oldest daughter, Abigail, is 26, and then our daughter, Imogen, is 24, and our son, Samuel, is 21, and our daughter, Georgiana, is 19, and our daughter, Eleanor, is 17, and our daughter, Verity, is 15. Yeah, and they are, yeah, they're the joy of my life. So.
Well, and at those ages, they also give you some real firsthand perspectives on what community college students are thinking about at this stage in their lives, which brings me to another question that I want to ask you to help viewers understand a little bit more about why you would be such an amazing person on this board. And that is, tell listeners a little bit about your academic background. Where did you go to school? What did you study? And what did you like about it?
Right. Thank you. Well, I did my undergraduate at Wellesley College, which is where I met Manisha. And when I was in high school, I always wanted, I'm from Idaho originally. And when I was in high school, I just had this desire to go to the East Coast for school, somewhere very different than where I grew up. And so the idea of academic achievement was very important to me, something that I really pursued when I was in high school, and I wanted to continue to pursue that in college. And so Wellesley College, an all-women's college and just outside Boston, and that was just a very definitive experience for me. Just met a ton of other very ambitious, highly intelligent, amazing women, a very nurturing environment, academically speaking, I'd say. And I majored in economics when I was there. So I was very interested in business but also very interested in politics as well when I was at Wellesley. And when I was a junior at Wellesley, I actually did my junior year abroad at the London School of Economics. So I lived in London for a year, and that is where, in my year abroad, that's where I started studying the subject I study now, which is philosophy. And so just had a very, again, important and edifying experience where I was really able to delve into very meaningful kind of political and ethical questions, things that have always interested me since I was little. And philosophy was kind of the way, for me to do that. So after I finished that year abroad, I went back to Wellesley, graduated from Wellesley, and then a couple of years later, went to the University of Cambridge, where I studied intellectual history and the history of political thought was the name of the course that I did my master's and my PhD in. So,
And I just want to emphasize again, Wellesley, the London School of Economics, University of Cambridge in the UK. These are world-class institutions, and to have that kind of viewpoint focus so passionately on maximizing the Palomar Community College system, I hope everyone listening grasps how incredibly lucky the board would be to have Holly, because again, her passion for students is unbelievable, and she brings such a unique worldview to this work. Now, what we thought would be fun to do is the academic version of rapid fire questions. So I'm going to let Shalon take it away with our first question.
Okay. And you have not heard these questions yet. So these will be truly rapid fire. We just really want to get to know you as a person. So the first one is, what life lesson has been your biggest teacher and how do you apply it in your work?
My biggest life lesson's probably been having children. That's probably been my biggest teacher. I've learned from having children that your children are not you. They're their own people. And I try to bring that to my work when I teach. My students are not, I'm not trying to make my students into mini me's. I'm trying to bring out the best in them. Yeah. And I think that's probably to date the most important life lesson I've had.
All right. Question number 2, in 3 words, how would your friends describe your approach to problem solving?
I have spoken to friends about this. And some of the words that come up are things like collaborative. Yeah, collaborating with people is very important to me. Deliberating with other people. Immersive is another word that comes up. I think because I do like to take a lot of things into consideration as I, deliberate and think about things. I do tend to be a deep thinker. And another word that comes up is other focused. So I do care deeply about other people and how my actions affect them. So there's 3 words.
Those are great words. What's the biggest lesson you took away as a student that still resonates with you today?
I think being at Wellesley and also at Cambridge, I just had the best professors. I had professors that were amazing role models. I still think about them. And I think one of the biggest lessons I took away as a student was the importance of, being excellent at what you do. The importance of thinking, the importance of, being good at a subject, thinking carefully about what you do, and the kind of impact that you can have on other people as you excel in academia. So I think the biggest lesson I learned was the importance of being good at what you do.
If you could change one thing about the college experience today, what would it be?
The cost.
Good
Yeah,
answer.
I think it's very sad how much college costs. And I see so many people who can't have what I had as an undergraduate because of the cost. Yeah.
What do you hope students take away from their time at Palomar that will help them beyond graduation?
I think one thing I would hope that students take away from the Palomar College experience is being introduced to the power of thinking, right? Being introduced to the power of careful, rigorous thought, which is what college does. Definitely did that for me. College opens up a whole new world when it's done properly. So I hope they take away just the power of clear thinking. And how life-changing that can be.
That is a perfect point to end on. Having first met you at college, I've seen the remarkable transformation intellectually that you've experienced as you've moved through your undergraduate degree and your master's and your PhD. And I know the profound passion you bring to teaching and to caring about your students. And I just hope anybody listening feels that they've now gotten to know Holly, Professor Hamilton-Bleakley, a little bit better and can experience the excitement that she's talking about when she thinks about making the future better for her students and all community college students. So, Holly, thank you for being with us here
Well,
today.
thank you very much.